Jesus' Greatest Miracles, a journey of faith, hope, and love. Introduction. Welcome to God's Aura YouTube channel. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine standing beside Jesus over 2,000 years ago. The air is still, thousands of people gather searching for hope. Some are sick, some are broken. Others simply want to know if miracles are real. Today, we will walk through some of the greatest miracles of Jesus Christ. These stories are not just about extraordinary events, they reveal compassion, faith, and the hope that has inspired millions throughout history. If this message touches your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs encouragement today. Now let's begin. Chapter 1. The Wedding at Cana. Jesus attended a wedding with his mother, Mary. As the celebration continued, the hosts faced an embarrassing problem. They had run out of wine. Mary turned to Jesus, believing he could help. Jesus asked the servants to fill 6 large stone jars with water. They obeyed without hesitation. When the master of the banquet tasted the water, it had become wine, excellent wine. This miracle showed that ordinary moments can become extraordinary when placed in God's hands. Sometimes our greatest blessings begin with simple obedience. Chapter 2. The Miraculous Catch of Fish. One morning, fishermen returned after an entire night of catching nothing. They were tired and discouraged. Jesus stepped into Simon Peter's boat and said, "Put your nets into deep water." Peter replied, "Master, we've worked all night and caught nothing, but because you say so, I will." When they lowered their nets, they caught so many fish that the nets began to break. Peter realized he was standing before someone far greater than a teacher. Jesus told him, "From now on, you will fish for people." This miracle reminds us that when we trust God's direction, He can provide beyond what we imagine. Chapter 3. Jesus calms the storm. One evening, Jesus and his disciples crossed a lake. A violent storm suddenly arose. Huge waves crashed against the boat. The disciples panicked, yet Jesus was asleep. They woke him, crying, "Lord, save us." Jesus stood, looked at the storm, and simply said, "Peace, be still." Immediately the wind stopped. The sea became calm. The disciples were amazed. Sometimes the greatest miracle is not the storm disappearing, but discovering peace in the middle of it. Chapter 4. Feeding the 5,000 thousands followed Jesus into a quiet place. As evening approached, everyone became hungry. A young boy offered 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. It seemed impossible to feed such a large crowd. Jesus thanked God. He broke the bread. The disciples distributed the food. Everyone ate until they were full. When they collected the leftovers, 12 baskets remained. This miracle teaches that no gift is too small when offered with faith and generosity. Chapter 5. Jesus walks on water. Late that night, the disciples struggled against strong winds while crossing the sea. Suddenly, they saw someone walking on the water. They were frightened. Then they heard Jesus say, "Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid." Peter stepped out of the boat. For a moment he walked on the water toward Jesus, but when fear replaced faith, he began to sink. Jesus reached out his hand and lifted him up. No matter how deep we feel we're sinking, Jesus reaches out to those who call on him. Chapter 6. Healing the blind man. A man who had been blind for many years sat beside the road. He cried, "Jesus, have mercy on me." Others tried to silence him, but he called even louder. Jesus stopped. He asked, "What do you want me to do for you?" The man answered, "Lord, I want to see." Jesus replied, "Your faith has made you well." Instantly the man received his sight. Faith often begins with the courage to keep calling out, even when others tell us to be quiet. Chapter 7. Raising Lazarus. Jesus received news that his dear friend Lazarus had died. When he arrived, Lazarus had been in the tomb for 4 days. Many people were grieving. Jesus stood before the tomb and prayed. Then he called, "Lazarus, come out." To everyone's amazement, Lazarus came out alive. This miracle became a powerful sign of hope, reminding people that with God, Even the darkest moments are not beyond His power. Chapter 8. The greatest miracle. Jesus healed the sick, He gave sight to the blind, He calmed storms, He fed thousands, He raised the dead. Yet His greatest miracle was changing hearts. He welcomed those rejected by society, He forgave those who had failed, He taught people to love God and love one another. His message continues to inspire millions around the world. Conclusion: the miracles of Jesus are more than stories of wonder. They remind us that faith can grow in difficult times, compassion can transform lives, and hope can endure even in moments of fear. Wherever you are today, remember this: when the storm feels overwhelming, seek peace. When resources seem small, practice generosity. When fear rises, choose faith. Thank you for watching God's Aura. If this story inspired you, please like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs hope today. May God's peace, love, and grace be with you always. Amen.